5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's that right there?
Me.
And who's me?
Mommy.
No. You are Blaine, the most beautiful baby.
Let's put on the lights on.
You want? I did put the lights on. The lights. All right, let's strobe the lights. It's time for the disco. Ready? Down and
Put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot.
Shake it all about. Turn yourself around. Oh, now we're doing the slow.
Put faster. That's fast. Let's go faster.
You want to go faster?
I put the left foot out. Put your left foot out.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that pretty girl? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that gorgeous girl? I said, who are you? Come here. You better get in this camera, girl. What's my name? Say, what's my name?
Hey.
She said, I don't know.
Run away.
Run! Run away! I'd run away too. She's back there dancing. She's back there doing her thing. Those are my friends. Say hi.
Don't stop.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say, my name is Blaine.
My name is Blaine. And now we're ready to dance.
And now we're ready to roll. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll. And go, and go, and go. No more?
No, stop. To the boogie dance. Go fast. Let's beat to the boogie to God.
We beat to the boogie to bee. I love you.
That's cool as bust. Let's do dance party.
It's time to a dance party. I said, do the robot.
To the robot.
Do the robot dance.
Let's make two dance. Let's get the party started. Let's get the party started.
I think we got the party started.
Party.
I'm here, you're here, the party has started. Clutch the pearls with a snaky thing to do. Made this little thing right here.
Let's get to the party started.
Baby, the party started because we're here.
We are the party.
We are the party.
Let's dance.
Let's do it. Show them how you can whistle. He's got too much juvederm in her lips. I can't. She sounds just like a whistle. Too much juvederm. Can't. Lost my whistle. But I gained a whistler. This is my beautiful girl who just turned 4. Can we just bring it down? Let's kind of bring it down a notch.
Let's go fast. Let's go fast.
For some memories. Sweet memories.
I love you. Let's get some faster boogie.
Faster boogie is over. I can't do the boogie. Baby, I can't do the boogie.
I can't go now.
No, I say this all the time. I'm not a fan of the word can't. The strobing has hurt Mommy's eyes.
Boogie.
And it's not good for your eyes either. I can only see just a bunch of O's. Looking into a bowl of SpaghettiOs right now. Baby. Baby. Mama got the party started. And she ended it. I've got to do my jewelry channel real quick. Can Mommy do that? And then we will do the party again?
Yes. Party! Do the party!
Show it.
Let's get the party.
Really tell because my good camera has not come in, nor has my lathe, but my lights. Donut, 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 donut.
It's so
swirling in space. That's one of them. The other one is over there. It's some ambiance, but you can't see the. You can't see the sparkle.
Let's boogie.
Sparkle. She loves jewelry, but she doesn't love jewelry.
I'm Mommy.
Yes, you are. And then it will go.
Let's do the boogie.
Let's do the YouTube. Talk about,
Let's boogie.
baby, can we boogie when mommy's done? Hey, cut. Someone does not like the word no. Never has. Probably never will. Yay. No, I raised her that way. Question everything. Question everyone. Even me. Always have your own beliefs. Always have your own way of thinking. Your own way of doing things. And your very own room to record videos in. Some people call it a place to keep, kidnap people. Tomato, potato, potato. Let's call the whole thing over. Alright, so you can't see it, and I had to do the lights this way to show you just the bare minimum sparkle. Gigantic, no tag, no name. Put together with thread, beautiful peach colored glass beads with white ivory glutenzy. Yes, I do not care that this mode makes me look like a Boston police officer with because of the stash going on. You know, I have to do what I have to do. Called hormones. And every woman has them. You have to take a lot of hormonal drugs, and it makes your face you could not see the giant red rash that is broken out all over my face, plus the 19 layers of cake. Now, we're moving forward. I found some pieces, and because of some things that have happened recently in my life, and I'm sure recently in yours, everyone is working very hard on trying to figure out what they want to do. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different than what you've seen before. Please, Excel, don't start. My co-host is stinks. I have to say it stinks. Or he'll see? Did you hear that? I don't have any. I don't have any. This is going to be more of a getting to know you, getting to know all about you, kind of video. I want to explain why I got into this. I got into this e-commerce business at the new vintage.world, which I will put a link in the description down below. And that has just my jewelry on it right now. I've been trying to upload the other jewelry that I have that I usually would have up in a snap, but I have gotten bogged down in the minutia of the analytical marketing side of things, which honestly has taken up 14-hour days straight. As soon as I get one thing done, it says, oh, well, don't you need this protection, and then that, or you need that certificate for that, well, then go pay for that, and then when you hit that, and as soon as you have that, well, you're good to go. But now you need to get registered with such and such. Now you need to make sure you're on blah, blah, blah. Now you need to go ahead and get into the coding and etc. and so forth. I have someone that's in my family that does this for a living, and used to actually write reports for the Surgeon General of the United States. But they're dealing with their own battles at the moment. I think everyone is. And the reason why I got into selling this beautiful stuff is because I started by going and looking for de-stash. You know, people who are de-stashing their jewelry supplies, their broken bits of jewelry, you know, so that I could make jewelry from that, because I learned that buying it in bulk and buying this little piece and going, oh, I don't have that piece, and then having to go back to this site and this site, this site, this site, and having to get, you know, 100 instead of 10, and paying, you know, an enormous amount for that. I'm sorry, I had to turn on my fan. These lights, woo! I love them. Love them. Love them. $13 on Amazon. I'll put the link below. I bought 2. Under $30. If you have Prime. Free shipping. Holy smokes. All the rest of them were like $50, $60. To a certain tone so that you could actually see the sparkle. You know, I'll show you what it looks like when it's on white. This might scare you. Ah! Run to the hills! Lighting situation. Pardonnez-moi. It's not an easy one, and I don't think it's an easy one for anybody else. Like I said, I started off buying, you know, broken bits of jewelry, and then it hit me. You know, I got this one box for next to nothing. Obviously a family of people who had more money than they knew what to do with, and great aunt such and such's jewelry, you know, they kept the real stuff and just went with the rest of it. Well, guess what? That box of stuff that I got off of Facebook Marketplace was appraised at $2,400, and they thought it was, air quotes, costume jewelry, and it was very, very, very expensive costume jewelry. That probably was more than what they got out of great aunts. Well, probably not, but still. Moving on. This is one of the brooches that I got from a lot from a long, long, long time ago. I've bet on many, many, many lots, and this hair tie, there's actually 2 of them. I was going to put one over here and make it look like I have, you know, pigtails, but I wanted to just go with this. Anyway, I got this off of one lot. This owl. What does the owl say? And I got this heart, which is one of my favorite pieces out of a lot, way later. Peach rhinestones. It's unmarked. However, and it's not on the chain that it came with, obviously. This is a very cheap chain, and this is not a cheap piece. Okay? Not a cheap piece at all. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's heavy. But my whole point, oh, I wanted to show you something else cool about this Avon. Look how beautiful the back is. Look at that, pierced out. Beautiful little owl that at one point how to watch in it. So, my whole point here is who is caring for your heart right now? Who is caring for your heart? Who is guarding your heart? Who is making sure that if you've lost someone in this, that you're doing okay? And I ask that because, sorry, I needed a moment. This isn't easy. I'm one of those people who is a fighter. My daughter is named after my brother, and this is him, Blaine, who was my best friend. We wrote music together, and I will put a link down below with our Facebook page if you want to go listen to some of our music. If you want more of our music, I can send that to you in an MP3. Just ask. He was my everything. He was my mage. He was my magi. He was my mentor. And unfortunately, he died from using meth. Okay, I'm going to do a little aside. I'm just using my regular camera on my computer because I was editing this video, and I wanted to say something else about my brother. He lived an amazing life. He was an amazing human being. He was the sweetest, kindest, most loving, gentle giant. He was 6'5.5". So he was a big guy, but you wouldn't know it because he was very sweet. I mean, he had the best heart I've ever known. And that's why, you know, I still struggle with his passing. And I had, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I had to, I mean, my husband knew it already. He said, "We're naming her Blaine, aren't we?" And I said, "Yeah, we're naming her Blaine." Because if it was a boy or a girl, Blaine. So, I'm going to put a picture up right there. And what I'm going to do is make it full screen. Now, when I took this picture, we were at the Asheville, North Carolina Festival. I had gone to use the restroom, and I had just come out, and I had a nice camera that could zoom way far. And this place was filled with thousands of people. For whatever reason, something told me, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. This is a picture of my brother with his son. And something just told me, take that picture. And I had to zoom all the way in, and the crowd parted for that moment that I could get that shot. And it was so beautiful. Now, here's the weird part. If you look at this picture, you see his arm. What would look like a right arm to you, but it's his left arm. You see how you can see through it to the brick behind it? The green brick? Okay. That was not how the picture was when I took it. I took that picture. I blew that picture up. I gave it to him as a Father's Day gift. That picture went to his son when he passed away in 2013. And I
am telling you right now that after my brother died, you could see through his arm. And it looks like some kind of light is shining down right then. If you look, that light wasn't there. The street light was on the other side of Blaine. There was no other light above him at all. In the original picture, it looks like something's glowing. It's like my brother's ghost photobombed this picture. So I went back and looked at the original. Guess what? Can't see. It's clear. The original picture. You can see through his arm. So I totally think my brother was the one telling me to take that picture. Because it was his absolute favorite picture. The best picture. He hated pictures being taken of him. He did it. And he loved this photo. Because he loves that boy so much. He loved his stepchildren just as much, but he and Dino had a big time. And, you know, it looks like he's looking down and listening to that child tell him how things are. And pretty much that's how he raised him. Exactly how I'm raising my daughter. The next Blaine. To think for yourself. Even let me know if I've stepped over or if I'm not, you know, speaking something that resonates with you. You tell me. And I really wish, I know he's here. I just wish I could see him. This bed, I tell you, it's just crazy. It's like an earthquake. Every time you get on it, something shifts and shoves and goes everywhere. But I wish he was here. I love you, Broheen. Always will.
Currently, I have another family member that I have lost. Not lost as in they're dead, but just lost to meth. And we will see how that pans out. I've lost a lot of friends due to meth. I've lost a lot of respect for people that I love very much due to basically coddling him when I was fighting for his life. I fought for 3 years. We were estranged until he had a horrible car accident in Halloween of 2013. And that's the car. It flipped 6 times. He was the passenger and the driver was very intoxicated. The driver walked away with a broken arm, and my brother broke everything from the waist up, including his playing hands. He was in a coma. They did a tracheotomy. He lost his voice. And he suffered a traumatic brain injury. He didn't lose his sense of humor, though, because he always said, 169 South, that's the smartest highway in Alabama, because I left half my brains on it. You know, so he still had his sense of humor. But when I lost him, and to this day, I still wake up you know, wondering how I'm going to make it through the day, because a song will come on the radio and I'll think I need to call Blaine. Or a video will come on and I'll say, Blaine will find that funny, or a saying, and I can't call him. And I know a lot of people have lost loved ones to addiction. Sorry. So if you've lost that circle for many reasons, political reasons, death, this pandemic, the reasons behind it, differences in views, you know, if they were one of those people who guarded your heart and did a really good job at it, make amends. Because I'd give anything in the world right now to fight with my brother. Not talk, not sing, fight. I don't care if it's the nastiest fight in the world. I'd give anything to just fight with him. And I can't. We were called the twins, born 9 years apart. And when I found out, you know, I was told my whole life I couldn't have children. And I found out at 39 years and 11 months old that I was 5 weeks pregnant. And it's funny, God has a sense of humor. That big man, I don't care if you think it's pissed off Santa Claus in the sky, if it is, you know, an enlightened one, a prophet, you know, they got a sense of humor. Because I remember thinking, gosh, I'm about to turn 40 and I've never been married and I can't have kids. My dogs are my kids. And I'll put up, that's Zoe. I had her for 16 years. And this is Miss Willow-Mina. Willowmeanuh, Willow-Mina, because for the first 2 years of her life, she was meaner than a snake. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see the scars? Can you see the scars? There are many, especially on my hand. Right there. Right there. I look at them with much joy now. And I tell my child all the time, she doesn't really like animals, but I tell her all the time, pet a puppy. Pet a puppy. Pet a puppy. It is scientifically proven to lower your stress levels by 42% to pet an animal. But she has a fascination with cats. My mom's allergic. No cats. So I got her from the previous video, cat. You know, the one where this video played.
Meow 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 and I'm meow 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 cat. I'm a kitty cat and I'm meow 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 and I'm meow 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 cat. I'm a kitty cat and I dance 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 and I dance 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 cat. I'm a kitty cat and I dance 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 and I dance dance dance.
And a meow meow meow. So she loves that, so I play it for her all the time. You know, I thought I met my soulmate when I was 11, and I ran into him again at 39. This is my beautiful husband, my amazing partner in crime, Michael.
Love breathes. You're bringing me to my knees. Love lives. Love dies. It's no surprise. Love begs. Love breathes. It's what I need.
Who does a very good job of guarding my heart. It still doesn't take the place of those who have left this world or decided to leave by other means. At that point, I thought I could lay down my armor because I was absolutely covered in scar tissue. I have been a fighter all my life. I am the survivor of molestation, rape, you name it. I've seen it, or I've been a victim of it. So I have fought to find my voice. And this business I created because my husband had an accident and was thrown 300 feet from a car. He actually holds the Guinness Book of World Records for being thrown. Doubles it, as a matter of fact. Doubles it. Okay. The record is 147 feet, and he was thrown 300. It was timed perfectly because God knew I needed him, and God knew he needed me, and God knew we both needed Blaine. It was timed so perfectly. He was driving through an area that was mountainous, just rocks on either side. Giant hill goes up, and there's a house sitting at the top of the hill. And the people just so happened to be looking out their window when my husband, who had worked a double for a co-worker, he'd worked his shift, and a co-worker called in who was a friend, and he said, "I'll work the shift for you." The last thing he remembers is pumping gas. And then the next thing he remembers is 2 weeks later, waking up screaming in the hospital. Broke every bone in his body and has a traumatic brain injury. However, you would never know it. He has come back from the dead, to be honest with you, because we saw each other again. When I saw him in the hospital, I was actually taking my roommate, Malcolm, who has since passed away. He's a friend of mine of 20 years. We weren't on very good terms when it happened either. But he was the best. This is Malcolm. I called him my Malky Walky. Malky Walky. And he was my Malky Walky. He was my, although I also called him my sexless chocolate lover. He loved that. I'd walk into rooms. This is Malcolm, my sexless chocolate lover, because he was very involved in the gay community, you know, LGBTQ community, and so am I, because, you know, most of my friends at that moment in time were gay. All of them, actually, with the exception of very few. Some people, especially women, can be vicious. I mean, when I talk to my husband about the politics of high school and the politics of the way that girls think, because, you know, our daughter is not going to think the same way. Female autistic people are mimics. So they mimic well. And now that she's got a grasp on the English language, she is mimicking everything, and I'm in everything. We're having to be like, oh, grits and gravy. Stub our toes. Artichoke! You know, we're trying to find very colorful ways and different ways to express our emotions when certain things happen. But the timing was so perfect. And this is how good, you know, God is to me. My husband hit the guardrail. He was wearing his seatbelt. The seatbelt snapped, and he shot through the sunroof, which was one of those. It was a 1990 Nissan. 1990 Nissan Xterra, and it had one of those where you grab and flip out. It wasn't an automatic, and it was closed. And he did not fit through that sunroof. He did not fit through that sunroof. And he's got a big gash on the back of his leg to prove it. But, moving on, as Derek would say, land the plane, Gigi. Land the plane. Land the plane. Which I thought was insulting, you know, and he thought it was funny until he was telling a story and he was taking too long, and I said, land the plane, Gobble. Land the plane, Gobble. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's not funny. No. So, he shot through and flew 300 feet through the air onto the only human-sized patch of sand in the entire area, miles around. Okay? And those people who normally wouldn't be standing there staring out their bay window saw the crash, because they saw a little something go flying out, which looked like a person because the legs and the arms were spread, and they were way up on this hill and on the top of one of the foothills, and the car flips over and over and over and over, because it was a highway, so he was going, 65 he speeds, and X equals Y times U, carry the 4, he was going about 90. He was so far into the woods that they had to listen to him gurgling blood. Listen to him mumbling and gurgling, and they just followed the sound 300 feet the size of a football field back into the woods from the accident site and found him and put tourniquets on him and basically saved his life. I've asked him to get the police report so many times so that we knew who that was, because I want to meet them. I don't want to thank them personally, because I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. But getting back to thinking that you're going to lay down your armor and everything's going to be all right, and the world is all, you know, roses and Mr. Rogers and, you know, happiness and joy, and then all of a sudden you realize that your daughter isn't reaching certain milestones at all. One in particular caught my eye. She wasn't saying, I want. Mommy. Her first word was Dada, of course. And her second word was guitar. I literally leaned in and was like, Blaine? Brohim? Are you in there? Because she had never seen a guitar. She had never heard the name guitar. She was 9 months old. And I pull out my guitar because I was going to sing her a lullaby. And she started to wig and just touch it and flap her hands up and down and and I said, yes, baby, yes. And she was hitting the strings and strumming and strumming and strumming, and she looked up at me and went, guitar. And I was like, you know, it was a big surprise. But I'm going to tell you, as a parent, you know, for those glorious 1.5 years where, yeah, she wasn't meeting milestones, but not every baby meets milestones, and not da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like, okay, now she's starting to do this, and she won't walk, and she won't eat certain foods at all. She just eats bland. So if anything is too loud, she's covering her ears. Uh-oh. Check. 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 I had to take her to the doctor, who, every time we took her to the doctor, oh, she's perfect. Perfect little child. She's absolutely perfect. And then started to explain the situation that no, she's not. And then having to hear the A word. My husband took it way better than I did. I sort of crashed, boomed, and then drowned. Because I did not want to put that armor back on. And when we had her tested, she tested as a level 3. And the whole time I was signing all the paperwork for her Social Security disability because Alabama is number 46 in the states where you want to live if you have an autistic child. Okay? Let me list them off. Number 1. At 9 years old, if you're not caught up, too bad. No child left behind. Thank you, George. Look at my flagging friggin' artichoke bush. Junior. Then it reaches a certain amount each year. So where's that $3 trillion that, you know, or that Trump was supposed to have put into autism and schools and things like that? Take her to the local school. She's too smart to be on our program. In other words, we don't want to have to pay for these services. And let me tell you what the services are. 30 minutes of speech therapy, which is not what she needs. She has stems. Yes, one of her stems is she cannot stop talking. Mommy's trying very hard to teach her the art of conversation, and it is a very tough road to hoe. So, did not want to quit my job as a paralegal. Did not want to live off the government's money. I did not want to put on that armor. That very rusty, very chinked armor. I did not want to have to fight so my child would be okay. I did not want to have to fight so that we could afford her diapers, because she's still in diapers at 4, because she knows how to go to the bathroom, she knows when she needs to go to the bathroom, but she does things on her own time. Like, we have a flight of stairs. You know, she would not go up and down them for years. Hold my hand, acting like she was terrified. One day, she just runs upstairs. Hi, Mommy. Whoa. Where's Daddy? La, 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 la. And I'm like, did she just come up the stairs by herself? And he's running over, did she come up the stairs by herself? Next thing I know, she's dum 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 dum. And I'm like, what? What? Excuse me. What? So that's how she does things. Excel's got an itch. I'm sorry you're having to see my destroyed home. We had a set fire and can't go into anything because of legalities. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So who guards your heart? Because this heart looks beautiful. It looks so pretty on the outside. So delicate, but it's tough. It's covered in diamonds and it sparkles and it looks so happy. What's on the back? Nothing. It's not pretty. It's not full. It's on an old chain that it doesn't belong to. And I'm not one with keeping up appearances. I suffer from PTSD. I suffer from major depressive disorder. I suffer from chronic pain. Sitting here in this chair making this video right now is excruciating, to say the least. And I'm very poor for the first time in my life. I don't like that. So I have been through many ideas, gone to every local, city, county, state, federal system for my child, for my husband, and for myself, so that we can survive. And they're gone. The stipulations that they put in place for you to have to meet, it's like, okay, well, walk a straight line. It's like a sobriety test, you know. Walk a straight line. Okay, now touch your nose. And, you know, you're like, okay, this is the easiest thing I've ever done, you know. Touch my nose anywhere. And, you know, I've never had a problem touching my nose. Doing the little Bill Hicks sketch there, in case you caught that. And then all of a sudden it's, okay, now I want you to sing Ring Around the Rosie backwards in Spanish. 3 times. Quick as you can. And, what we need after that is your firstborn, and we need your blood type. We need you to give us money so that you can get money. How does that work? And you know, I'm 1/8 Algonquin, Native American. If I showed you a picture of my sister, you would know exactly where the Indian part went and exactly where the Irish side of the family went. But trust me, my mom called us the chocolate and vanilla children because she is the color of my eyes. Honestly. That girl would sit there with iodine and baby oil when she, you know, was younger, and just sit there in the sun with her friend and just... Meanwhile, I am in the shade putting on the zinc, you know, that you can't see through, like, and my face will be completely white. I'd look like a mime. I was just ready, you know. You know. The whole thing. Don't let the makeup fool you. Honestly, I am paler than pale. Maybe I need a white horse and, you know, ride and be one of the 4 horsemen because I am that pale. But anyway, this little hootie owl, it's missing. Its heart too. It's missing something that helped it to keep time, to keep organized, to keep going. Something very special. So if you're one of these that's oh so pretty on the outside, everything's just fine, everything's just fine, and it's not. Find those people that love you and guard your heart, even if you're fighting with them. If it's not all good on the inside, make it that way. I have a support group. However, I'm a very, I don't know, it's one thing to say, I feel you, I get you, I'm right there with you, I know, I understand, let me tell you what's going on with me. And then you hear this story that's so much worse than yours, and where somebody's son can't verbalize and beats up their family members and they have to put them in a home. Or someone who had an autistic child, tried again, had another autistic child, tried again, had another autistic child. Every one of them completely different, but the same at the same time. So it makes your problems look really, really small and shallow. So I back off and retreat. And that was what making jewelry was for me. It was my retreat. It was what made me happy, because resin was brand new and nobody was doing resin. It was just this brand new thing. So I got all the stuff to do resin. Spent all my time making resin and thinking of nothing. Just playing my Foo Fighters, blaring in my ear, and made beautiful jewelry. Some of it not so beautiful, as you see on my site. I'll put a picture of one of my earlier pieces right there. And then there are the pieces that I have worked, learned how to work wire, learned how to work metal, learned how to stamp, learned how to personalize, learned how to make chainmail, learned how to make copper artistically through using a butane torch and the folding method, which is a brand spanking new method that I enjoyed, and I loved it, and I still love it. But that first box, there wasn't a single thing in there that I could take apart. I looked into, and because I am very empathetic and sympathetic, because I am very empathetic, okay? I can feel empathy and sense things You know, when I opened that box, and it was a chronology of this woman's life. Honestly, it was a chronology of her gorgeous debutante jewelry, trickling to her, it's you know, we're occupied Japan, so then here she went to Japan after the occupation, and there's her Japan occupation jewelry, and then Trifari, and you know, and Hobie, and then she went on a trip to South America because there is sterling silver and solid amber pieces of beautiful tribal jewelry, and then you go to a tribe that is literally in the middle of the desert in Afghanistan, and she's buying their jewelry. And not just any jewelry, I'm talking about these stars that have certain marks on them, and those marks can either show you where water is, show people that you're a good planter, show how to plant something. And when they have beads with them, I mean, that was like, wow, when you had beads and this big giant sterling silver star, it was important. So she maybe went and met them, maybe had a guide that knew them. Who knows? I mean, I sit here and I'll make up this woman's life in my head, and there's not a single bit of it that I will tear apart. Not a bit of it. And then the thought struck me, okay, you make pretty cool jewelry. You do some pretty cool stuff, lady ma'am. However, I could do it, but that's probably going to take me a long time. And I probably won't do it as well. Let me think about it on this wrist. Gee. No. Let me see this piece. Not a chance. Let me look at these earrings. Gold filled, screw back, beautiful, natural form, Art Nouveau, Monet. Okay, let's just take this, which might have been clasps for shoes, but somebody decided to take the two of them and just put wire with beads in it so that they could wear it, you know, with something else, maybe like a pair of earrings or something else, you know, on a chain or in their hair. No. So, let's keep going. Now, I know how to crochet and stuff like that, but I'm not going to make 7 feet of it. The chances are slim. About Mr. Hootie Owl. Am I going to ever be able to make anything like that? Maybe in 30 years. Absolutely no interruptions. Just in time.
Mommy?
Baby!
I did that Friday. I did that Friday. I did that Friday.
I guess this will be part 1.
Let's get the table.
Duty calls.
Let's get the
Hey there, guys. If you made it this far, please enjoy our original song, Water. Thanks so much.
He pours me out like water and leaves me on the floor. He puts me on the mantle, forgets just what I'm for. He wears me out to dinner, he darkens all my doors. He pours me out like water, leaves me on the floor. He says I'm crazy for love, but not with you. She's breaking my heart just for something to do. I know I'm in love and I know it's with you, so I'm holding on till you say that we're through.
Pours me out like water and leaves me on the floor. She plays me like a record, she knows my every chord. She's very seldom dirty, she swears just like a whore. She pours me out like water and leaves me on the floor.
He says I'm crazy for love and not with you. She's breaking my heart just for something to do. I know I'm in love and I know it's with you, so I'm holding on till we say that we're through. Pours me out like water and leaves me on the floor. She puts me on the mantle, forgets just what I'm for. She wears me out to dinner, she darkens all my doors. She pours me out like water and leaves me on the